Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions I think that folks have as soon as they hear Silicon Valley and trees, and there are folks that are genetically engineering trees and other biological life forms to grow faster and absorb more carbon, and I think those are really interesting experiments. But from my perspective, having spent 25 years in Silicon Valley companies, if you, and just anybody in the audience, right, if you just think about like what are the iconic names of Silicon Valley, right, like Apple, Facebook, Google, right? These companies, we don't actually invent new things, really, in Silicon Valley. We tend to take technologies that are working already, that are proven, and we figure out how to scale them up to the world, to billions of people, right? So Google, famously, did not actually invent the search engine, right? They're actually a fast follower in this regard. Facebook did not invent the social network. Apple did not invent the human computer interface. So really what Silicon Valley does is take technologies that are proven and working and then figure out how to scale them up to billions types of scales. And so that's really what terraformation, that's the philosophy or the mentality that we bring to forestry. We did not invent the tree. Billions of years old technology, if you will, that absorbs carbon dioxide, poops out oxygen, sometimes food, right?
Poops out oxygen. That's a new one to me.
Generally has, very few negative side effects. And so we would consider that to be a very proven, scalable technology. And we're just trying to figure out how do we scale this to the world? How do we scale up 3 billion acres of net new forest? How do we scale up 1 trillion net new trees? And the scaling, just focusing on the scaling piece itself, is actually a significant intellectual challenge. You have to focus a lot on what are the bottlenecks that hold back existing forestry organizations from being able to plant 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times more trees than they're currently putting in the ground each year. And how do we get 1,000 times more forestry organizations to come and join the fray? So
okay, good. We're going to come back to that because I think it's a rather tantalizing concept. Let's talk to Anna Julia. I mean, what are the opportunities and strategies which can accelerate the scale of forest restoration from your perspective, for example, through incentivizing local communities?
So I think that there's a couple of different ways in which it's important to include business in this conversation and to think about strategies. I think technology and data are, such huge opportunities for business to bring something to the table when it comes to forest restoration, as you say, but all sorts of other types of nature protection and restoration. So if we think of a couple of examples of where Accenture Development Partnerships has been working with some of our clients, so for example, biodiversity, where Accenture helped the organization really think through how it can bring its already existing fascinating research into how they can leverage bees to understand the pesticides that are going into fields and bring some more data visualization to the platform that they created in order to really help understand where the key risks are. So that's one example where I think data is sort of really important. Another, for example, is where we've been working with a solution called Reef Cloud, really bringing the business sort of solutions and the power of technology and data to bring greater the facility for scientists to explore what the baseline is of the destruction of coral reefs. And by being able to sort of really gather huge amounts of images of what's happening to coral reefs, which is such a sad story that people really can kind of understand and really feel much closer to nature about. We can really try to see what the impact is on coral reefs through this sort of AI and data visualization solutions. So I think data and tech, as I keep saying, are sort of really the huge opportunities for business to bring all the power of business to nature-based solutions.